Zelenskyy accuses Viktor Orb of betraying Europe at leaders' meeting in UK.
Here's a summary of the article.
Volodymyr Zelenskyy has taken aim at the Hungarian Prime Minister, Viktor Orban, accusing him of betraying fellow European leaders after Orban's recent peace mission to Moscow. Zelenskyy was addressing a room packed full of European leaders and defense ministers, who have gathered in Oxfordshire at a pivotal moment for the war in Ukraine. Orban has regularly been a thorn in the side of European leaders attempting to maintain unity in their support for Ukraine. Orban then held talks with the former U.S. President Donald Trump, after which he wrote to European leaders telling them Trump had well-founded plans for peace should he return to the White House after November's presidential election. The president of the European Commission said, 2 weeks ago, a European prime minister went to Moscow. Zelenskyy also used his speech to European leaders to urge them to provide air defenses for Ukraine and not to place limits on their use. The UK has provided Ukraine with Storm Shadow missiles, but is not allowing Zelenskyy to use them against Russian territory.
This post received a score of 5,700, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Didn't he then meet with Trump at Mar-a-Lago to deliver a message from Putin that he prefers J.D. Vance as his VP?
And here I was thinking you're a bot spreading rubbish. It actually happened.
It's treason. I can't believe this wasn't all over the news. It's a serious security risk.
At this point I would sadly be more surprised if it would be all over the news. He is not wrong. Nearly all European leaders detest him.
Not just their leaders.
But the women and children too.
Not the younglings.
Correct. Orban needs to be isolated and punished for his pro-Russia talking points and appeasement sessions with Putin.
Ukraine cut off the oil supply from Russia to Hungary recently.
Can it be called betraying if Orban was never on Europe's side to begin with?
Orban dreams of getting peace of Ukraine and enlarging the Hungarian Empire. He is essentially another warmonger.
Right, and that's why I think the troglodyte MTG included this language specifically in a recent amendment. Green's amendment included the following language: no funding shall be made available to Ukraine unless restrictions on ethnic minorities, including Hungarians in Transcarpathia, right to use their native languages in schools are lifted. Sorry for the odd source, but I don't wanna go looking for like the NY Times or whatever and get paywalled on it. US Congresswoman suspected of having Russian handlers after Transcarpathia amendment.
Suspected. The GOP is owned by Russia.
Yeah, it's getting tiresome to pretend it's not.
Literally went from the party that hates Russia and commies to the party that now defends Russia. It's hilarious, in a pathetic kind of way.
So he just speaks the truth.
Question for any Hungarians. How are the events of 1956 remembered, discussed in Hungary today?
It's somewhere between cognitive dissonance and intentionally not thinking about that, forgetting. Also, there is an increasingly popular narrative, where Soviet atrocities are attributed to Ukrainian soldiers, army battalions.
Now listen, whoever comes to you with this Barzini meeting, he's the traitor. Don't forget that.
Orban isn't on our side, he is trying to play a game.
Betraying humanity.
I wonder if it was Orbán's outright betrayal of Europe that caused the accusation.
Zelenskyy is doing more good for Europe than Orban, and Zelenskyy is not even part of EU.
On point, Zelenskyy. Europe leaders know, they just won't act.
Nothing new to add except another anti-Orban voice to the chorus. Horrible man. Franco wannabe. Edit. I just realized this sounds really ambiguous. I am saying that I have nothing new to add, except that Orban, who I am against, is a horrible man and a Franco wannabe.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.